What's going on, boys and girls from across the world? It's your man Mikey Bug coming at you with another sensational stretch session. And in today's situation, we are going to need a few items, including a bolster or a big pillow, also a strap, and a yoga block. Now, if you don't have a strap or a yoga block, that's okay. You could always substitute the block for maybe another pillow, or if you want to use a dog leash or a belt for the strap substitution, as long as they're the same structure, it all gets the job done. Then, once you got your items, you're set up, ready to go. You're going to spread those legs wider than the Grand Canyon, or at least wider than your shoulders. Toes facing forward and then hinging all the way down, hands to the ground, and relaxing this wide angle bend. So, friends, we're going to be doing a lot of passive stretching today. In other words, I don't want you to overstretch. I don't want you to actively work in your stretches. I want you to kind of just let the body naturally fall into them. So this one, for example, we're not going to crawl the hands left, right, or behind us. We're just going to slowly melt the torso down and take some deep inhales, deep exhales. Good. Let's take two more deep breaths. Fantastic. And then we're going to crawl those crawl those feet in about hips width. And then easy as we kneel down into a hero pose. And again, we'll just sit back here, relaxing, take a few deep breaths. Awesome. And then moving into a gay pose. We'll go onto our hands and knees for a moment, just so we can extend our left leg out and toes face forward. And then we're going to throw our hands onto our hips and then reach the right arm up and over. Now, if you want to stretch your ankle, the outside of the ankle, you're going to try to keep your foot flat. But remember, like I just said 45 seconds ago, we're kind of taking it a little passively today. And that's okay. We don't always have to be so aggressive. Good. Reach, reach. Awesome. And then easy as we lower down and then switch sides. So taking our time. Again, we're going to extend the right leg out. Make sure the toes face the same way as the fingers. Then slide those fingers onto your hips and reach the left arm up and over. And one of the primary focuses in today's session is deep breathing, all right? Whenever we do slow, deep breathing, it can really cool the body down just by increasing the oxygenation and blood flow throughout our body, which in turn could actually help us release body heat. Good. Easy as we come back. And then into a child's pose. I was gonna say easy, but I just went into using my Puerto Rican accent there. But this child's pose can be very easy. And if you want to make it easier, you could use that block or that pillow underneath your forehead so that way your neck isn't bearing so much weight down onto the floor. And let's take 4 deep breaths here. Awesome. Slowly start to roll up, and then we're going to take a seat with our legs out in front of us. I'm just going to sit forward so you can see what's happening with these next poses, or stretches, I should say. All right. Let's go with the right leg in, and then bring our left leg just a little bit out, not as wide as the wide-legged bend. And we're going to go hands around the calf, or maybe around the foot, but please don't, make it so aggressive. Don't make it so, so much of a struggle. Again, we want to try to take this moment to just slow everything down. I want you to think with this video that you're watching that the primary focus is to just slow down your breathing, slow down the way you're moving, and as a cool side effect, you're getting to stretch some body parts as well too. Yeah, we're gonna sit up tall, move that left leg towards the center, And then do a crossover with the right leg, giving our knee a big hug just for a second. Mm. And then shoelace it up by sliding that left foot behind you and then trying to align the knees into the same position. Now, you may not be able to get there, especially if you have tight hips like I do, but the idea is to, again, just feel the sensation outside of our right hip. In this case, we would want to feel the sensation just because this is a pretty gnarly and intense stretch. I mean, we look like a pretzel for crying out loud. And then if you're not feeling too much of the stretch, feel free to curl those fingertips down. But don't make it a competition to see how much you can stack the knees or how far you can go down. This is where we really get to put some yoga into practice, right? Because yoga is not about a competition. But there was a funny comedian. She was an Indian woman, which this would make sense because obviously yoga is part of culture and just life out there. But in the West, we've kind of turned it into a blood sport. We've kind of turned it into this competition where, like, let's see how much I can do this and blah, blah, blah. And we don't want to do that. So, if anything, this session today is going to teach us to do some real yoga. And I'm getting off my soapbox now. Let's go left elbow outside the right knee just for a little twist. And then we're going to unwrap. And once that right leg comes off, it's going to be out to the side just like our left one was. And wouldn't you know, we could reach down, grab a hold of the calf. Now, I do apologize I didn't mention this on the other side, but if you are struggling to even get, past the knee, feel free to use that strap or that dog leash. I'm sure Fido won't mind. But again, it's not about getting your chest to the thigh right now. That's not the objective. For a guy who's talking about we need to slow down, I've been talking a lot, so let's just take the next three breaths to slow down. Cool. Move it to the center and then find your shoelace. First by hugging the left knee tight and then swinging the right leg behind you. Now let's take 4 peaceful breaths. And then a minor twist. Right elbow outside left knee. Fantastic. And then we're going to unwrap the left leg, extend the right leg out as well, so we're in a seated wide-legged bend. And bending forward is exactly what we'll do with, again, minimal effort. Start to take some deep inhales, deep exhales. Fantastic. Moving into a butterfly. Feet together. Get those knees apart. And then feel free to crawl forward if you'd like. But if you feel the hip stretch already, just stay as you are. Take 4 deep breaths. The cool thing about breathing deeply, too, is that it actually helps to get rid of a lot of the water vapor that's exhaled from our body. And that, too, can actually help cool down the body. So take those deep breaths. Awesome. Then we're going to go down into a lying down position. Get your pillow ready just because we are going to need it. I'm going to put it over to the side here. And then get into a very comfortable supine position. Hugging your right knee in, you're going to take a twist to the left as you reach and look over to the right. Come back to the center, switch it out, hugging that left knee, nice and tight. There you go. And then twisting across the body. Make sure you don't have anything obstructing your path there. Awesome. And then easy as we come back. Now this is where you may want to consider using a yoga block, or you could use your bolster for it. If you're going to use the yoga block, we're going to stick to the lowest level and slide it underneath the sacrum, right between the sacrum and the tailbone. So maybe a little bit further, just a tiny bit further down from a regular bridge pose. And then we're going to bring our legs in, legs up, so that the block acts as a wedge to keep our legs up effortlessly. Okay, we might have done this before in other videos. If this doesn't seem like it's something that's going to work for you right now, feel free to put the legs up on the wall. A matter of fact, if you want to put the legs up on the wall before you go to bed, that's a nice way to help yourself sleep a little bit better. I don't know about you guys, but I have restless leg syndrome, and I just have to be careful with like what I put into my body as far as like sugars and stuff like that, because otherwise my leg will twinge all night. Um, but the other thing too is just knowing how to counter the overactivity. And since whenever we're standing up or sitting, we have this gravitational flow that just it can make the legs swell up, it can make the legs overworked. So again, redirecting that blood flow, getting a little bit more of the increase in circulation is a great way to help cool the body down. And we're very gently going to set the feet down. First, bring the knees in. Remove whatever you're supported by. And then you're going to take your bolster or pillow and place it underneath your knees as we go into our Shavasana. So just take the next minute to again focus on those deep breaths. And while you're focusing on those deep breaths, maybe think of a place that kind of gives you the chills in a good way. Maybe you're on your favorite hiking path and you're getting closer to the top and you feel that cool breeze as you look over the snowy capped mountains. Maybe you're canoeing through the lakes of Alaska. You just feel that cold air coming from the water up towards your face. Maybe you're walking down the freezer section of your favorite grocery store, getting ready to get yourself that frozen treat that you deserve. And you feel all the cold air from the refrigerators. Be there and breathe. Slowly reset by wiggling your fingers and toes. Reach the arms back and stretch. And then rolling over to your side, you can put that pillow between your knees. And then easy as you press yourself up to a seated position. Take a few deep breaths. Bringing the hands to our heart, just so we could take that time to focus on something we're grateful for, whether it's big or small. And friends, I know that there's a lot of YouTube teachers out there. I know there's a lot of yoga teachers out there, but I am truly grateful that you took the time to watch this video, to take time to practice with me, and to just cool your body down and chill out. Stay cool as James Dean, and I'll see you for the next video. Peace and blessings.